Oh, the microphone's working this time. It's a fucking miracle. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Queer and Present Danger, where we try to look at politics through the eye of a queer lens. I'm one of your hosts, and yet again, trying my best not to botch up the tech side. Tahir Ndreyok. I am one of the co-hosts. I use he, him pronouns, and yeah, go ahead and pass it over to JB.
Hi, everybody. My name is JB. I'm one of the co-hosts. I'm taking a back seat today because I'm a little under the weather, but everything is great. Everything is awesome. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna talk some shit today.
Yeah, we've got plenty to talk about. This 2 week thing is working out well, but also overwhelming with the amount of crap that we get to talk about. Tyler, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am Tyler Thulin. I am your other co-host, and yeah, it's like cold and rainy today, so I'm a little frumpy, but um,
We always got to look good. Come on, Tyler. Where was your dressing
right.
room time? You should have been here for the dressing room time.
Yeah. My dressing room time is I'm the only one working right now. In my position, my coworker's on vacation, so
No, no.
yeah.
I don't think I could handle it if most of my team was out. I'd lose my mind. Well,
It's
Check the
fine though.
volume. It's very low
for me,
for
or
all
for
of us.
all of us.
Yeah, for the whole stream.
Oh no! Give me 1 second. I'm gonna increase. All right, everybody.
Hey, Mason.
My God. Yep, that was better. I'm pretty sure that was better. How's the sound?
It's a little better. It's still
It's
really
like a
low.
little better.
Okay, gonna increase it
It's
up a little
nowhere
more.
compared to the live right now.
Okay. I'm not increasing stuff on anybody in particular. I'm going off of just a quick adjustment. So, how's the sound though, Mason? Tell us if we're being ridiculous. Thanks, Marlon. We appreciate it.
It seems like you increased the gain, but not the fader.
Uh,
Now you know he don't know what that means.
now you're asking me for things that I don't handle. So you're gonna have to accept
Hey,
where we're
Marlon.
at. As long as they can hear us, we might have to talk a little louder, but that's all I can offer right now.
All right.
We've got Mason and Marlon in here. Good God. All right.
So listen, y'all. Before we get started, I just have to say this out loud. First of all, let me mute this. These eggnog cookies from Pepperidge Farm, they remember.
What did they remember?
Everybody, this is why I get
Deliciousness.
the power. I can just, do that for just a moment.
Tig is the only one whose volume is off. Turn your volume up, ma'am.
Okay. Crank that as far as I can. Is that better? Am I coming through a little clearer? I basically raised
Yes.
my volume up substantially.
Yes.
I'm borderline redlining it. Whoa. Okay. Anyway, so now that we've gotten all of that tech crap out of the way, so I'm sure everybody has heard, but if you haven't, for the love of God, put that down. If you haven't heard, there's been some news about this thing called, the Epstein files. For those that don't know, we don't know where the hell you've been or if you're suffering from amnesia, and if you are, that sucks.
Or dementia.
Or dementia. Well, then we have to include Trump and why he doesn't remember a damn thing. So, moving on. The uh, the Epstein files, pedophile ring. Simply put, it is something that has been bouncing around for way too long, and should have been resolved far earlier. But it finally got through. Finally got passed. We're finally gonna see some shit and know who the hell the evil doers are. As far as that goes, just the quick quirk, whatever. The overview of what happened is the Republican Party decided to finally do what they're supposed to do and get the longest elected official to not be sworn into Congress finally sworn in, with Adelita I already fucked it up. Arizona 7th. One of the biggest reasons why everyone knows, even though they'll never admit it, why they were there wasn't just this government shutdown that occurred. It was them desperately trying to get more time to deal with the fallout that will be coming from the Epstein files, because it's going to affect everybody. But Adelita Grijalva was the 218th person to sign on to the discharge position. Are you looking at me funny? Okay. 218th person to sign on to the discharge petition that forced the House to take it to the floor and vote on the release of the Epstein files, which they did, and then pushed that through. The Senate jumped on board with the unanimous consent, saying that they all agreed that whatever the House sent them, they were just going to send it right on through and get it to the president's desk, where people were like, well, he's gonna veto it, he's gonna block something, he's gonna say send it back and get it redone, blah blah blah. He signed it. Trump signed it. As many people have joked, it's like committing a crime and then jumping out and being like, I did it over there, because he's in the 2,000 pages of documents that were released, his name was mentioned, I think, a total of 1,500 times. So, just a couple, just a little bit of involvement. But we'll see. We'll actually get to see it. After that, for those that don't know what exactly the bill did, this is just all backstory so we can get to the good stuff about all of our commentary about it. The Department of Justice has 30 days from his signature to release the documents. However, if it is a national security risk, if it is to protect the victims, or any material that is relevant to an ongoing investigation, it can be redacted. And good old Pam Bondi gets to make that decision with her Department of Justice. However, the one little caveat to that is all redactions will require an explanation to the courts that are overseeing all of this within 15 days of the decision to redact something. There is one shining light that was written in and fully allowed to go through. The bill does contain language that stipulates, quoting, "No record shall be withheld, delayed, or redacted on the basis of embarrassment, reputational harm, or political sensitivity, including to any government official, public figure, or foreign dignitary." All the files will be downloadable and searchable, and that's where we're at. We are starting to see a release of some of the documents. 99% likely that not a single one of those has any information in it. But what a better way to slow everything down? Yeah, this is not the Trump you're looking for. But yeah, I guess simply put, what are your two thoughts on this?
Okay, so I'm gonna go first because I got a couple of 2-3 things I want to say.
We've all been
Number one,
itching to get going with this, just to say that.
So number one, here is. Excuse me. Here is.
He was leaking.
Oh, Jesus. So here's my thing. Number one, I think the reason that they did this full heel turn about how we were going to release them and now we are, is because they have already scrubbed these files. These files that they're going to release are going to have nothing but liberal and Democrat names on them, and they are doing this, and for that very reason. That is the reason why Mike Johnson was like, "Fuck it, I'll just vote for it."
So, I agree
Hold
and
on,
disagree.
hold on.
I want to get to that before you get to too many
Okay.
other things. But go ahead. If you have more to that, go for it. But otherwise, I want to jump in
Yo,
there
go
for
ahead.
just
Say
a
what you got to
second.
say.
So I do and don't agree. I know that the way that it is going to be released, the number, the page numbers, whatever, that are going to be released, is the decision of the Department of Justice. Therefore, the first ones that we will see will be any Democrat or liberal politician or public figure, and anyone that is a enemy of the administration. After that, um, after that, you are going to see a release of lesser known, not very influential, or possibly dead people who are in the Republican camp. And they're hoping that they can cascade all of the investigations and things to start figuring out defenses as they see what happens to these other people, to eventually start releasing some of the stuff that they won't be able to hide, or tie their information into an ongoing court case, which could then be redacted and held back because it would be a, a tertiary aspect to an investigation into a liberal person. I think they're going to play it out that way. I don't think they're going to withhold it, but they're going to slow roll that until too much other shit is in the fire to have anything matter.
So you think someone's going to be a scapegoat?
No. So here's the thing.
Yes.
I don't think we're ever going to get Republican names on there. I think that they have already scrubbed those files. Those files are they're going to say this is what we have. And the
Well,
things
we have DOJ people that have, or a DOJ person that's already said that is like, if they get released, they're going to have all of the Republican names scrubbed from them.
Scrubbed from it.
Yeah.
Even Jeffrey Epstein's brother was like, "Yo, they're scrubbing. They're in Winchester, Virginia right now, scrubbing those files." So, like, what you're gonna get is not what you think that you're gonna get.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see full release.
We're never going to see the full release. We're never going to see.
But
We need to think about our phrasing.
supposedly Anonymous has everything.
I don't believe it. I'm gonna be real. I don't believe it.
I have mixed feelings
'Cause
about
if
it.
they
I
had
would
it, they
love
would
to
put-
say yes, but I'm in the boat of like, then why didn't
Why you didn't
Anonymous
put out-
drop it on a public server somewhere? Release
Yeah.
it from a cafe, you know?
Why you didn't put it out? Like, so, and for those people, no. Before I get into the other thing I was going to say, I also want to say, a lot of people on the right have been saying, well, why didn't the Biden administration release it? Why didn't the Biden administration release it? They had 4 years to do it. Why didn't they do it? Well, the reason they didn't do it was because up until June of 2024, those files were under seal due to ongoing court cases, so they couldn't release them then. It wasn't until the Supreme Court declined to hear Ghislaine Maxwell's case that those things could have been out. Merrick Garland is famous for being like, I don't want to rock the boat. It is the reason that Donald Trump immediately announced his run for 2024 was so that Merrick Garland would not release things and he could not be charged, and they would slow walk things because Merrick Garland wanted to be seen as apolitical. He wanted to be seen as someone who did not play the politics game, although they accused him of it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that is the reason why those didn't go out. But I have one question that I feel like is the question that everyone should be on everyone's mouth. Who is Bubba?
Well,
There's so many
Because
theories.
it could be one of two things. I have heard that it is former President Bill Clinton, whose nickname is Bubba, or it could be Ghislaine Maxwell's horse.
I want it to be the horse. I really want it to be the
Same.
horse. I don't care. Honestly, from that side of it, I don't give a fuck about Clinton whatever, he's in the files too, but that's a different thing.
Right.
But if it's the horse, I don't think I could receive a greater Christmas present. Tell me,
For sure.
Donald Josephine Trump sucked off a horse.
Not Donald. Listen, first he was Donica Lewinsky. Now he's Donald Josephine Trump. I can't do it. Y'all gonna stop giving that man names.
God.
He's not one of the dolls.
I think, and I think the Schadenfreude of it all is because, and to bring this around to the queer perspective or queer lens, is because as LGBT plus individuals, we have been accused of all being pedophiles and all being blah blah blah, and zoophiles and all of that. And the thing about it is, the reason it took so long to get marriage, the argument was that if we do that, then the next thing we're going to be is allowing marriage between a duck. It was an off comment, like, but still, like, that was still on people's minds. They're like, if we do this, they're gonna be saying that bestiality is okay, blah blah blah, and like, seriously.
Not Bubba the Love Sponge. Is that why they call him Bubba the Love Sponge?
Oh God.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Well, I also
And
Hulk Hogan.
well, I was gonna say
Terry.
I also want to throw in for this that the thing that bothers me the most about the idea of people going after the Biden administration is that's a legitimate thing. Like, they were sealed because a lot of it was still under investigation for Maxwell, for all this other stuff that was going on. But at least that's a logical and reasonable statement. Do I like it? No. Would I have liked to have seen it earlier? Abso-fucking-lutely. But it's better than the train wreck of crap that's been flowing out. And somebody summed it up, not perfectly, but reasonably well on Twitter. We went from Epstein files are on Pam Bondi's desk. The Epstein binder photo op disaster where they had the stupid moment where they came out with those books. The FBI is hiding files. Files don't exist. Thousands of videos of Epstein with children per Bondi. Files do exist. Files are a Democrat hoax per Trump. Kash Patel says there's nothing else to see here. Trump says we are not MAGA anymore. The files do exist. Ghislaine Maxwell has an FBI interview that she fucking lies through her teeth on and gets a honey deal of going down to a minimum security prison where she gets to do whatever the hell she wants, including
he
have
gets
the
emotional
warden
support puppies.
and having the warden help her with emails to send to people. Did you know about that one? The warden themselves is helping them with their emails.
What are emails, though?
Butter emails. Congress says the files exist. Trump says he actually wants the files released and that they're real. And then finally, actually, the files are a national security risk and need to be redacted. There's a multitude of other crap that exists in between there, but I can offer the understanding of the Biden administration thing versus the crap that has been used as a thing, including a government shutdown to prevent it from being released. Like,
That part.
The actual reasons for why not to get it out, there were ones for the Biden administration. There's been no reason why these shouldn't have been released day one. He even said he was gonna do it, and then didn't.
Because he knew his name was in them things. Because Pam Bondi told him his name was in there. Here's the other part of this. You know, they're talking about, oh, the Democrats are in there, Democrats this, Democrats that. Listen, here's the deal. Anybody in that, I've said it on this show before, and I'll say it again. I don't give a fuck who is in these files. But Democrat, Independent, Republican,
music
Anybody
person,
except for
movie
Beyonce,
person,
except for
etc.
if Beyonce is in these files, I will be devastated. But you know what I'm saying? Pack them up, pack them
100%.
hoes up.
If you're in there, you're gone. You have.
I don't care who you are.
It doesn't matter any affiliation. You're out. You're a terrible human being and deserve every punishment coming your way.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, sorry about your luck. You know what I'm saying? Love your hair. Hope you win. You know.
And
but
to further the point for the LGBT community, like what you were saying, Tyler, is we need this to further make the point that it's not our community who are, the trying to manipulate and control pedophiles or go after children or shit like that. We aren't those people, and we can have literal evidence that says people in power, Republicans, Democrats, whoever, are the ones who are actually abusing people. Yep. And that just in a simplest way is going to be such a palate cleansing moment of just, oh, thank God. We literally have evidence showing that you're terrible.
But I think the other side of that, and the thing I think we need to be very cognizant of, is cognitive dissonance is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I have noticed is it doesn't matter what evidence you give some people. They are going to figure out a way to either explain it away or deny its existence or any of those things. So yes, for those of us in the LGBT community, for those of us in the, that are liberals, and let me make sure that I say this again, that I say this on this show, I don't think anyone here are Democrats. We're all pretty fucking left. We're all leftists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not a Democrat.
You're more of an independent. I'm a leftist.
Yeah.
Same. I am to the left of like everybody. I'm damn near socialist, but to me, there are people on the other side. The people on the other side, the people on the right, have become so enmeshed in kind of their side that nothing that comes out is going to change their mind, and that is the thing that's scary and sad.
Well, go ahead, Tyler.
The other point to that is they have been for decades accusing us of being the ones pushing the narrative that that pedophilia is okay and zoophilia is okay and this and that. And so when that comes out, they will be put in a position that, they either have to deal with the perpetrators, or become the thing that they have been saying that they're not for decades.
Yeah.
And condition people to accept that the age of consent being 15 is okay for a 42-year-old man.
I'm coming strutting in here with my, hey, JB, don't you have something to talk about with that?
So we're going to do an early call to the altar for right now. Like, we're not at the end of the show, but I'm going to do it right now because it's been brought up. And so I have to. Megyn Kelly, bring your ass down here. Like, come on down. You stupid bitch. Like,
we made it 28 minutes in before we cursed. Yeah.
No, I cussed way before that. Here's the thing. Like, I can't take you. Like, you have a tendency to have the worst takes on the planet. I don't understand why you're still around. I don't understand why you're still here. First thing you did was you talked about black women, how dare you when your face looks the way that it does. To the point where even Don Lemon had to come and tell your husband to stop looking at his husband, because clearly your husband wants something that his husband got over there. But that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about this bullshit you said about how Jeffrey Epstein didn't wasn't into five. There's a difference between being raping a 5-year-old, raping a 15-year-old, and all of that other shit. Like what? They are under the age of consent.
The apologetics is insane.
And you're like, oh well, he likes them barely legal. He likes them 15, 16, so that he could still take them out, but they look like they're younger. I don't give a fuck.
Which further?
Hold on.
Okay. I don't want to be in a pulpit, but I have so many comments.
I'm just biting my tongue over here.
Yeah.
How if that child is not old enough to vote?
No, you are
not
going to steal
him.
my line.
You're taking it from him.
You're going to steal my line.
I sure am. If that child is not old enough to fight for this country, if that child is not old enough to, in my personal opinion, if that child is not old enough to have a beer or smoke a cigarette, if that child is not old enough to go, listen, depending on your age, if that child doesn't know about Gullah Gullah Island, you know what I'm saying?
Not Gullah Gullah.
Depending on how old you are, if that child doesn't know who lives in a pineapple under the sea from the old days, if that child not know, if that child doesn't know, how to get to Sesame Street from back in the day, you know what I'm saying? If then you aren't supposed to be laying with them. If you were masturbating when that child was born, you are too old.
Ooh.
And for you to sit, and for you to, because I'm not done. I'm just getting started, bitch. And for you to sit on that screen and tell us with that woman, that wench of a woman that was next to you, who was and and just be in your fucking cheerleading squad while you are apologizing and trying to rationalize a pedophile. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. She ought to be ashamed of herself. Her mama ought to be ashamed of herself. Her grandmother ought to be ashamed of herself. Your whole lineage. Dishonor on you and your cows, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. I am done. And now you can go. Now y'all can go ahead, because I gotta explain to Mason what Gullah Gullah Island is.
So, coming from someone who is a sexual assault victim, survivor, yeah, I will admit, when I was 13, 14, 15, 16, I thought that being with an older guy or being with an older person was a good idea. I was very, very wrong. I was very wrong. And it's not even about the sex in the situation. Let's be honest. He manipulated these girls. Manipulated them. He gave them gifts. He used all kinds of narcissistic tactics to win their trust, to isolate them, and to use them. He told them what they wanted to hear. He is a predator. There is no justification in this world that says it is okay to be a predator. Period.
If you weren't old enough to sit on a big fucking comfy couch, then you do not need to be. And it's about power. It's not about sex. That's the thing that people don't understand. It's not about the sex, because someone like Jeffrey Epstein could get sex from a multitude of women, men, all of those things. It's not about that. It's about power. It's about a power dynamic. Even Tyler, you went through that is a horrible situation that you went through, and I feel for you. But even in a situation like that, even if you're like, I looked at it and thought, oh, it's good for me to be with somebody who's older than me or all of that. It's good that somebody wants me. The power imbalance is the problem. The problem is that there's someone who is older than you, that has a level of power over you and has a level of control. That's what it's about. That's why the Diddy thing is the way that it is. It was never about the age. It's never about the sex. It's about power. It's about the fact that I can make you do things you don't want to do.
And let's not forget, a minor cannot enter into a legal binding contract without the consent of another adult, another, like their parent or someone, a guardian. So the reason those laws are in place is because people under the age of 18 are not mentally capable of making adult decisions like that, because they are easily manipulated and controlled. Case in point.
I'm going to push back just a scotch. Just a scotch. Because I do think that there are some people under the age of 18 who are mentally capable of making those kind of decisions, but not with someone who is much older than them. That is the issue.
Yeah.
Because I do think that if you are dealing with somebody who is around your age range, under the age, in my personal opinion, two people under the age of 18 where you've had those discussions, and someone, because I know some 18-year-olds that are more mature than I am, but I don't know what the hell is going on, what they put in the milk these days, but these people can have bills. But I know some people who are my age, myself included, who can't figure shit out. Like, I ain't there yet. But, so I do think that there is, it's a gray area as far as like when people are mature enough to do that. But when it comes to someone who is, who is underage or 15, 16, 17 years old, and they're dating someone or they're with someone who are in their, their late 20s, even early 20s, 30s, 40s, things like that, that power imbalance is not okay. And Marlon said, yes, they were also these children's employers. These were people who literally had power over them. So in no way, in no world is this okay. And for Megyn Kelly to get your crusty, dusty, rusty, nasty, old Botox face on Beyonce's internet and try to tell us that there is nothing wrong with what Jeffrey Epstein did, and then to tell us, all of us, to say out your mouth that you know somebody who is very close to this Epstein case, and they told you that what he did wasn't pedophilia. Find Jesus. Find him. He'll heal your prayers. He'll answer them. You know what I'm saying? Hell, find Jesus. Your husband probably with him right now.
I would like to do a search for what her opinion was with the Harvey Weinstein things that went down.
And you are a person who got a settlement from Fox News because Roger Ailes sexually harassed you. You hypocritical bitch. And I said that with my chest.
Full chest.
And now I'm done.
All right.
Ted, what you got to say?
Fuck Megyn Kelly. You two summarized it so well. I'm just going to finish it with that because we do have some other segments we're going to get to and want to try to make sure that we give them at least a little bit of time because we could spend the entire hour just talking about this. It is loaded with so much BS, so much backtracking and moving of goalposts, as well as the general consensus that none of us feel like we're ever going to see all of the files. and all of the rest of the chaos that's involved in it. But
You didn't make my blood pressure went up.
I didn't make you do anything, for once.
I mean, look how red Tig is. He's got color.
Always. It's here. It's in my face. It's all blood filled because I've been smiling and laughing.
I'm looking like death over here because the shitty ass lighting in my room.
You look paler than I am, and that's terrifying.
I actually look like a sibling of my sister.
See what happens when you get two white guys in a room? They just talk about how pale they are.
And how beautiful our hair is.
This is colorism.
First of all, what are you trying to say, Hal? I got inches, bitch.
We know, and I know I do
too.
too. Well, Tyler takes the cake with that one.
Moving on.
Yeah. So one of the
We're not
next
talking
things
about
that we
Tyler's
wanted to
big
do
dick
is just
now.
a little palate cleanse, a little thing of just to adjust the tone and everything. JB, you brought up the point about apparently there was an accident that occurred.
Y'all listen. So this happened in Tennessee, and it happened on Friday. Apparently, JD Vance was at a fundraising event because, of course, he was.
That's where he lives.
And because that's his job is to go out and get some money, make money for Daddy. And
He don't need any money. He's already getting it from the Saudis, but we're gonna get to that too.
Well, we'll get to that too. So they were on their way back, and apparently they were involved in what has been described as a hit and run. Reason that it was described as a hit and run is because an officer was
Were hit and then ran away.
Basically.
Um,
But elaborate. Give us the story.
but
Go ahead,
to,
sorry.
to elaborate a little more, the officer that was on the bike was going down the road, and there was one of the motorcade was stopped at a corner. He turned the corner as the guy was going by, hit the person hit the car on the bike, hit the car and flew 15 feet in the air, hit the ground, was in critical condition, and the people on the scene and paramedics helped. It was nobody from the motorcade stopped to check on this officer. All of those things. And no
how long
one
ago?
has heard. That was on Friday.
Yeah. Almost
What
a
happened
week.
on Friday? And here it is Thursday night, and JD Vance hasn't said anything about it.
I have a theory for that, by the way.
And here's the deal: JD Vance will tweet about the opening of a cereal bowl. JD Vance will tweet about, literally anything and everything. But he was tweeted about this. He hasn't said anything. He's not made any overtures to be like, I hope the people are okay or anything like that. It is crickets from the Vance camp. And so, fuck JD Vance. And this is a cop. This is a cop. We care about law enforcement, blah, blah, blah. But you don't care when they get hit. They don't care when they're involved in an accident that is part of your entourage, part of your cavalcade.
You know
Go
what
ahead,
my theory is? My theory for it is he hasn't responded yet because he's trying to figure out how to add this into part 2 of Hillbilly Elegy.
Ugh.
I mean, the person was probably drunk.
He's sitting there writing. He's sitting there writing, so he's just too busy. He's such a busy man, figuring out what other person to go jerk off another $20 from.
Well, we know what he's
that-
busy doing.
That leather couch.
That leather couch somewhere, either that or he's
Named
putting on
I
his
was gonna
makeup
say
again.
Erica.
Kirk.
Erica.
Erica Kirk. That leather couch named Erica Kirk.
Yes. That leather couch.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
He's
Because here's the deal. I'm
busy
sorry.
praying.
I asked this question to
She's doing something on her knees.
my best friend, and I said, "Let me explain." I showed her the photo, and I said, "If this was me and you, and Jeremy saw us hugged up like this, how would he react?" He said, "Jeremy would shoot both of us."
Yeah. So for those that don't know what the hell we're talking about, Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, at his Was that his memorial, right?
No, it was not. It was at another. It was at a turning point event.
Oh, it was a
Yeah.
turning point event. Spoke very highly of...
She wasn't that much of a hoe. I mean, she at least waited until after
He was buried? Okay. But...
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But basically, Erica Kirk comes off the stage after giving this wonderful hand job. I'm sorry, a dissertation on the wonder that is J.D. Vance and how wonderful he is and how much like Charlie he is. And they go on to hug each other as they are, as she's exiting the stage and he's coming on. And it can only be described as an intimate moment for the embrace that occurred. I'm actually trying really quick to see if I can find the actual moment, because it's sort of worth it.
His hair.
Yeah,
She
hand in his
has
hair,
her hand
whole
in his
thing.
Running.
hair.
Okay,
Let
give
me explain something to you.
You guys
The
go,
only
I'm
people
gonna
who
pull it
can
up and actually
handle
put it out.
the only people who can put their hands in my hair are people who are breaking this back.
And it wasn't just like on top. Like she has her hands
Excuse me.
going through
My mistake.
his hair. Like it was very intentional.
And they tried to say, "Oh, well, she hugs somebody like that." Well, then that's
Now I ain't saying she's a gold digger,
I ain't saying she a hoe, but
but
she run
she
really
looking
fast.
for power.
I'm not saying she a hoe, but she run really, really fast in high heels.
Eh. Wonder
Shout
if
out to
I
the
can make
Boondocks.
I
dish work.
mean, you know, she was in a Trump-sponsored beauty pageant.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on something. You all keep talking for just a moment. You can keep going. I'm trying to find a way to pull this
So
up.
Marlon said, as much as I would say that I'm not the biggest fan of the projection that a wife owes us grief and visible sadness over their loss, I will say the moves of the neo-right right after have been very calculated. Yes, I'm not saying that this person, this grieving widow, needs to show us her grief. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
We got
is,
enough of that in the ASMR video of her in his casket. That shit was creepy.
What I am saying is, I watch the way you move, and I watch the things that you do, and I watch the fact that you are not. So, Charlie Kirk stood for being a trad wife, for traditional values and women's place and all of those things, and now all of a sudden you are stepping up and being the CEO of the company that he started, and you are, in some people's view, abandoning that trad wife mentality to be a girl boss, and we ain't seen. You seem to have forgotten that man existed, and now what we are doing is you are now showing us like who you really are.
And for context, he started that company in 2011. They didn't meet each other until 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, Mason, you ain't have to do that. I'm not even gonna say that out loud. Wow, but I mean, you're not wrong. You're out of line, but you're not wrong.
Well, I
God
mean,
damn,
there's.
back.
We won't go into the conspiracy of it all.
You're out of line, but you're not wrong.
Not Dale Doback. Oh my god.
But that was
Science says he wasn't shot from the front.
But that was
Right.
far. That was far from what we plan on talking about today.
We could get way into that.
Right,
We
so why
could
don't we
literally
just go
re-break that down. So, JD Vance, you're a douche.
You're a douche.
Simple, straightforward. The next little piece that we had was, anybody see this wonderful red carpet that was rolled out in front of the White House to welcome in? I do not remember his whole
MSB?
freaking name, but the MSB, the Prince of Saudi Arabia.
I don't listen. It's none of my
MSB.
business.
It's fine.
It's none of my pay. It's above my pay grade. It's above me
But
now.
the
Oh,
Crown
so we
Prince
could
of
get
Saudi
another plane.
Arabia basically was given literal royal treatment as he was welcomed into the White House by Donald Trump, a man who has banned flights from Muslim countries, was welcoming in the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia to the White House, where he had a whole bunch of conversations and so forth, which, by the way, if anyone knows, we've made a deal with Saudi Arabia to send them a whole bunch of F-35 fighter jets. That's one of the things that they were discussing there. We were giving them basically new and improved things that will alter the entire dynamics of the Middle East. But, sure, why not? Hand it to them. I'm sure they won't get used in some terrible way.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So, the
There's
country,
nothing straight on this call.
the country that can't afford to feed its people gave fighter jets to another country, and on top of that, we're complained about a
selling them.
Muslim. Oh, we're selling them. Okay.
Yeah, we're not giving it to them.
not
We're
giving
selling it to them. But it's interesting how much of a great relationship Trump has with MSB and Saudi Arabia. I mean, the fact that one of the companies that works out there has they have 3 Trump towers going up in Saudi Arabia. If you were unaware of that, 3 new Trump towers are being put up in Saudi Arabia, which that money is being
It's about
directly
the only place that go.
tied to the Trump administration, furthering the idea of collusion and corruption that already permeates this entire administration. But one of the key things that I wanted to make a note of was during the meeting in the Oval Office that they had the reporters in. One of the people asked Trump what his relationship was like with MSB and how that relationship is affected by his own CIA saying that MSB was involved with the murder and dismemberment of the CNN reporter.
I'm looking her name up right now because I'm bringing her to the
Khashoggi.
pulpit. Yes,
And-
the Khashoggi.
And that he directly told his people to murder the man. And
Go ahead.
and Trump's response was, no one liked that man. He was a terrible person, and bringing that up and trying to shame his friend inside the Oval Office was a terrible thing. She's a terrible reporter and a terrible human being.
And so, on that note, Mary Bruce, can you please come down to the pulpit? Mary Bruce, listen. I want to thank you for asking the hard-hitting questions that reporters are supposed to ask of our elected leaders. Mary Bruce, you did the damn thing. That is what journalism is supposed to be. That is what it's supposed to look like. You're supposed to ask the hard questions. You're supposed to make them uncomfortable.
Let alone the courage that it takes you to ask the president, who you know is absolutely against anyone who isn't just singing his praises, in front of the man who ordered a hit against a fellow reporter. Your courage cannot be quantified to do that to his face. Like, if I recall hearing it, because it was at the end of the segment, I think someone asked security to remove her.
Yes. Protect Mary Bruce at all costs.
100%. If you have the courage to actually be a reporter in this day and era where you are going to ask that type of a question of a person in power to their face who has notably actively harmed and murdered a fellow reporter, thank you for doing your job. And we will all be hoping that you are safe with all of this. And the fact that I say hoping that you're safe is also so freaking terrifying to me to have to say it that way. But that wasn't the only thing. When another person on Air Force One asked Trump about a similar part of that, Trump did the same thing. Tell them that they were a terrible person, that they needed to shut up. I literally said, I believe, the words "shut up" to this reporter, and then called
the words
them
were "shut up, piggy,"
and called them a piggy.
You have some nerve, bitch. You have some. I'm sorry, I have to jump in here and cuss people out again.
Go for it.
You have some nerve to call somebody a piggy when you look like Pizza the Hut. You out here looking the way that you do, and I'm not.
He loves McDonald's.
I got a couple pounds on me too.
He loves
but
McDonald's.
At the same time,
Grimace.
Grimace
in a coat. What you reaching for? Those two have so much in common.
That's what you look like, and you got the nerve to call somebody else piggy, you fat bitch.
Him and his diaper, they look a lot like Grimace.
You beanbag built buster.
Can't see his toes. He can't see past his midsection. He can't see his damn dick. Like,
you ain't seen your dick since 1974, and you got the nerve and a mitigating gall to call somebody else a piggy. You bloviated, bloated bastard.
Alliteration. Yes, that brings us back to being an educated podcast. No, it is unbelievable the disrespect that he has for reporters in general, let alone people who are asking real questions and trying to get real answers from somebody. Instead of
only does it to women. He
only does it to women. He will talk down to men, but he will only talk disrespectfully to women. Furthering the whole mantra of he is a misogynist piece of shit. And talking down to them probably is part of why the reason that he's in those files. Because of his generalized view of just women in general. But I could talk about that a little bit more, but I definitely...
Well, your arteries is clogged to shit. Your arteries look like a...
His body falling apart.
You built like a beanbag, bitch.
Yep. But
the nerve to call somebody else piggy. You don't look like Foghorn Leghorn yourself. I see. I might be fat. Bitch asshole.
So we definitely could go down this road, and I'm loving it. But we're gonna try to wrap up a little bit so we can finish on time for once. So I'm gonna move us on to our final one. That actually is something that I really want to address, which is the redistricting drama.
Before we do that,
what you got?
Before we do that, can we please? I want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, I have her in there.
You do, but if this is the final thing, I really want to talk about Marjorie Taylor
We'll do MTG first and then jump to that, because that would be a decent palate cleanser after the whole Khashoggi Saudi Arabia thing, which, yet again, Saudi Arabia is giving ridiculous amounts of money and giving options for the Trump, whatever they call it, the Trump business to make money. But Trump bleeds cheese curds.
Cheese curds?
Fantastic.
I was just in Wisconsin. Oh, God. Don't do cheese curds like that. You know it. You know he bleeds cottage cheese. That's not cheese curds. It's not cheese curds. Don't do cheese curds like that. They're delicious.
I believe they're actually chicken McNuggets.
At this point, yeah.
So listen, and this is all I got to say about, we're going to do the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing real quick. Bitch, you ain't slick.
Mm.
You ain't slick. You ain't slick. I see you. I see what you're doing. And I don't, and yet you listen, a broken clock is right twice a day. And just because your ass is saying the right things right now does not mean that you have not been a menace out here in these streets. You have been horrible to people. And you have been horrible to LGBT people. You've been horrible to Jewish people. You've been horrible to liberals. You've been horrible to your own people. You have been a cancer on this country. And just because you were right about the Epstein thing does not mean you get a fucking pass.
Absolutely. The fact
That's it.
the fact that you are trying so hard to roll back all of this crap tells us that you have something planned or you're trying to do something. It is the most unbelievable. Yeah, no, there you go. Marlon's got a great take on it. The biggest example of the neo-right grift shifting to prepare for a potential downfall of Trump. 100%. I do feel like MTG got a chance to see enough to be like, this is going to go bad. Let me get out in front of it. Like, it is a... We know enough about you and your character to know this is not legitimate. This is you and bitch-ass Bobert trying to find a way to get out in front of this because you two are some of the biggest grifters
That
on the
bitch can't vote
right.
her way out of a paper bag.
You are doing your best.
Well, whenever lights shine, cockroaches run. So
Yeah, and that's essentially what's happening. Is these two idiots are racing out in order to put that down. You like advertising? Put that down.
Hey,
Uh,
Marlon.
you can bother him about that later. Uh,
That was,
but we
that was talking. Keep talking.
but the whole premise that you have no ulterior motives and you're just coming to a realization about how you've been so divisive is such a play. And thankfully, the electorate is more educated because we're able to see things on a much easier and quickly recallable scale to be able to be like, we know you up to something. We know you trying to play a game.
Oh, you
You
know the internet is forever.
yeah, you know we're never gonna forget, never really gonna forgive you for it. And like you said, broken clock twice a day. You manage to find your way back to something. But now that we see that you had your moment, every one of us is going, "What you doing? What you doing over there?
I don't I don't believe you, ho. I don't
You
trust you,
trying to find
ho.
another shit pile to jump on top of? What you doing? Fucking dung beetle."
Not a dung beetle. Wow. Wow. Listen, you just mad. Just Marjorie, you just mad because Laura Loomer been coming at your neck since for the last year. That's what it comes down
Only
to.
when she's
When she
not on
said
her knees.
when she said your vagina looked like Arby's, I was done. But that is what it is. Anyway, let's move on to the last thing.
And the only way she'd know that is if the two of them were in the same room doing the same thing. Oh, the plaster dolls meet again. Wah! Oh, anyway, finally pulling that back and getting us a palate cleanse from that image I just put in JB's head. Uh, is back to the redistricting drama, the dramalama. For those that aren't aware, Texas decided to say "fuck you" to the United States and just gerrymander the hell out of everything blatantly, rather than just doing it as subtly as both parties have done for the last 50 plus years. They just were like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and screw over most of our electorate and most of the Democrats out of any seats that they could get. Well, according to a federal judge within the last few days, no, you're not. The federal judge has blocked the Texas gerrymandering attempt. There is absolutely an opportunity for that to be appealed and push itself through to the courts and through the courts all the way up
Oh,
to the
let's go
Supreme
to the
Court,
Supreme Court.
which will be a wonderful shit show. Hopefully, they'll have enough information and prep for that they'll be able to fight it off. But at the very least, at the moment, Texas is not getting its 5 extra seats. Another one is Missouri. Missouri is facing a referendum from the people who have put up enough signatures to challenge the 2 laws that they put in that include if any single district in the state votes against any other district or all of the other districts who are all on board for something, then it does not pass. It has to be a unanimous thing for the entire state for some amendment to actually go through. Uh, the other piece is the redistricting that is occurring. The referendum is to try to remove that as well as court cases that are currently ongoing in the state of Missouri to try to
Mason.
for anyone in Texas who reads our comments, that we're gonna make that a joke. Please don't get upset. But so Missouri's chance that they're trying to take away another seat here is not really going to pan out. Hopefully, it will be wrapped up in the courts, let alone this referendum that's going through. And Utah's map that has, for a long time, actually prevented the opportunity for a Democratic seat in that state, which is only because they gerrymandered and cut Salt Lake City in half. Is that possible? That one is getting has been stated that it has to be redrawn appropriately, so Utah could end up getting a seat there. Now, people might be wondering, what does this mean for a place like California? California went through the actual legal requirements in order to get the map redrawn, and unless there is a challenge that I am unaware of, that one is going to end up going through. So what probably will end up happening, if all of this does pan out the way that it is currently looking, is California will pick up another 5 Democratic seats. Texas will not change. Utah will change and add a seat. And Missouri will not lose one. There's other states that are also trying to do similar efforts, but by and large, they don't seem to be getting any traction. So what could result by the midterms in 2026 is that Democrats, even without having to compete for any close ones, will end up with 5 to 7 seats that they will pick up. Democrats will not get any more. So if everything were to remain the exact same, if every seat was redone the same way it was, except for the new seats and the adjusted seats in California and possibly Utah, the Democrats could take a 7 seats from the Republicans and end up in the majority. So what does that mean? Fucking great things, first off. Like, first and foremost, it means great things, and I do specifically mean for the LGBT community. Because Republicans have made it their entire persona to attack the LGBT and specifically the transgender community. It has been their bread and butter for the last 8 to 10 years, if not longer, which obviously longer, but it has been a focal point of their efforts. So them pushing these positions, swinging hands over to the left, offers the opportunity for actual representation for our community. Better representation. I don't want to say actual because it is what it is in DC, but there would be a much better block to any of the efforts that are currently being undertaken against our community. Any thoughts on that from you two about the redistricting?
Listen, let them hoes fight.
They will. That is one thing.
They call that karma.
Well, I've also expressed my opinion about redistricting on here in general and gerrymandering. It's an absolute cancerous sore against the country as a whole, and I don't care which party's technically doing it. If they're doing it in response to something else, to someone else trying to do it, cool. Like California against Texas, trying to offset the BS that was trying to be done there. I'm somewhat in favor of that, but I also just don't like it because it doesn't provide actual representation. And I am not going to get into my tirade about the Electoral College and everything else, because if you haven't watched, go back through and literally every other episode I get into a 5 to 10 minute rant about it. But I do see this as a positive for how things are going in the electorate for the country right now. Is the people who are breaking their own constitutions are being called out about that, and being forced to not have that go through, whereas a group like in California who've pushed for the redistricting map there followed the legal requirements in order to redraw their map. It was approved by 64% and therefore can go through, and even court cases are going to have a difficult time actually blocking that. So yeah, I don't have much more for that other than just in general, hooray.
Listen, it's not right, but it's okay.
And I hate to say it that
I'm
way,
gonna
but that
make
is
it
kind of the
anyway.
feeling.
Thank you. You know, but like real talk though. I don't love it. You know what I'm saying? I don't love the idea of redistricting, especially mid-year redistricting. I don't like gerrymandering either. I think, you know, we've had this conversation offline quite a few times about like where we all stand as far as redistricting concerned and easier ways to do it. We will one day keep saying we're going to do a whole episode on it one day, and we will when things calm down and we can actually talk about shit like and really get into like the nitty gritty on things. But right now this is a shit show and things just keep happening. But all of that being said, like whatever we have to do to fight this administration and the things that they're doing, like nothing is off limits as far as I'm concerned. Let them hoes fight.
In a lot of ways, I'm a big proponent of letting them fight, because it will show the left who actually will fight in an actual like brawl as far as the political side of it goes. Because you know what? I have my person. I have multiple people that I want to do my pulpit call for, but I finally settled on who I'm gonna do. So unless you guys have something else for that, we can start the wrap up with our calls to the pulpit.
I didn't already call my people to the pulpit, so this is all y'all.
Tyler, do you have anybody? Because I have mine like locked and loaded.
To call to the pulpit?
Yeah.
Not that I can think of. There was something else I was going to say about something, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay, if you need a second for that, I've got your moment and possible palate cleanse, because hold on, let me do it correctly. Mr. Chuck Schumer, could you please make your way down here?
Ugh.
Thank you. Just
I
take your time.
I knew it was going to be this.
Take your time. Fix your glasses.
Bring Hakeem Jeffries down here with you too.
Have a moment. Just make your way. All right. Thank you, sir. So, Mr. Schumer, you currently live in an era that probably profoundly confuses your old, tired mind. So allow me to elaborate a little bit and open these senses. You may need to push your glasses up so you can properly see me, you tired old man, because you now live in an era where the electorate is educated enough and understands the political dynamics that occur in DC to know that it struck us as very strange that 8 individuals ruined an actual fight that you idiots were putting up. And by the way, to clarify, idiots does encompass the entire Democratic Party who did not stand and continue to hold the line to get coverage for Americans who need it in Medicare. I'm not going to get into the dynamics of all of that, because the part that really matters is the 8 individuals who stepped across the line. Not discounting that several of them were already stepping across the line, 2 or 3 of them already were to begin with, but these 8 individuals just so happen to be older, have been around DC for a longer time, and don't have any upcoming races that they have to deal with in this cycle or even maybe next cycle. Some of them just got elected 2 years ago, so they won't have to see anything for the next 4 to 5 years. That's strange that it was those specific people, all people who have, by and large, followed the Democratic Party's caucus line from day one. So you have to make us understand how such staunch people who follow the general word of minority, sometimes majority leaders and party whips and so forth suddenly decided to break against you all saying you were going to keep the fight going, we all know what really happened. You had friends on Wall Street who were upset that this was affecting the economy and the flow of funds. So you had a conversation with a group of people that you all hope will not be remembered for this.
Not Jackie Gleason, a real hoot. I'm done.
So if you want my opinion on it, sir, you are one of two things. Oh, what is his name? Not Dudley Do-Right, the one that was against Dudley. Not Sylvester. Snidely Whiplash. Snidely
I'm not that old.
Whiplash. You Snidely Whiplash moron. You wily coyote fumbling fuck. I cannot believe that you don't that your options are you are either the most idiotic person who thinks that we wouldn't understand that you had a hand in that, or your second option, you are an inept and incapable leader for the Democratic Party. Take your pick. Those are your only two options. You couldn't corral 8 individuals. You couldn't corral 4 of them, just 4, to prevent them from going to the floor and allowing the bill to go through for funding the government that screwed 42 million Americans who were finally getting a piece of the SNAP coming to them. The 15 million Americans that this will affect on Medicare and Medicaid, and the opportunity for those, because government support only goes to U.S. citizens and those here legally, so illegal people were not really receiving this benefit. It was people who were getting an extra 10% of coverage to be able to pay bills. And yet you allowed the Republicans to take that over. You can't tell me you couldn't corral those 4 people. I'm not even going to include all 8, because all 8 are responsible. But you couldn't keep 8 of your 47-person party away from that decision. You are either inept or the most fumbling fuck-up of a backroom dealing douchebag that we have ever seen still in the position that you're in. Please step down, get the hell out of there, and let someone else actually take over and lead with power and courage, because you, sir, are a coward.
On behalf of Queer and Present Danger, first of all, on behalf of Queer and Present Danger, I would like to apologize to Mr. E. Coyote, because you didn't deserve to have that stray. I don't know who Mr. Whiplash is, but I'm sorry to that man as well.
I can't believe I feel so old right now that you don't know Snidely Whiplash.
I don't know what that is.
And Dudley
I'm
Do
sorry
Right.
to this man. Speaking of, rest in piss to Dick Cheney. Again, listen, Kiki Palmer didn't know who he was, and neither do I. Sorry to you.
Well, I didn't realize that the funeral was just today. I think that's the longest time it took the White House to bury a dick.
You get that golf clap. We got to hear that one earlier, and we both gave him this look of just, damn it, Tyler.
You enjoyed it. I said, what's wrong with you?
But you get my golf clap for that.
Hey, I have no sympathy for war criminals.
I mean, same. That's hence why Kiki Palmer don't know you and I don't either. But with all of that being said, and also understand, I concur on all of those things that I have that you have just said.
I have so many more, but I don't think we can keep going.
We could talk about how the ineptitude of Chuck Schumer all day long, but here at the end of the day,
Up Chuck Schumer.
he can one day. I don't know, guys. This has been a great show.
Yeah, but yeah, JB, do you want to give us our send off for the evening?
All right. Well, guys, my name is JB, and these are the other two here. If you want to see more of us, you can find us every other Wednesday. So, like next Wednesday, you'll find us on the So Many Games channel playing Cyberqueer. It's the game that I run. You can also find me personally on So Many Games channel playing Emerald City Knights, and also playing Dragons of Rebirth. That is on Tuesday and Sunday, respectively. So because I'm out here in these internet streets doing the Lord's work. I don't have anything else coming up. I'm actually done with events for the year. Wait, no, I'm not. I have one more event coming up. December 13th here in Kansas City. JB's Ratchet Christmas Party is on at Woody's. It's going to be a fantastic time. It is going to be a benefit for Lions House. Lions House is a local LGBT shelter. We are collecting socks and underwear. Please don't give us your dirty underwear and your used socks. Like, please don't do that.
It's not that kind of
It's
auction.
not that
It's
kind
not
of
that
thing.
kind
It's
of
not an
part.
auction.
It's not an auction. Please don't give us your Jesus draws. I don't want them. The homeless people don't deserve them. Give us your new
In package.
Unopened.
unopened draws and socks. If they smell like Fritos, I'm throwing them back at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is gonna be, that's happening there. So that's what's going on with me. If you want to, if you feel so inclined, you think you see this and you love us and you want us to do more and have better scenes and all kinds of other shit, make sure you give to the Patreon. Patreon.com/KCCaffeine. Just a couple dollars a month will, give you, ensures that we do this. Mason is a Patreon member. How about, why not you? Come on and give us a couple dollars and,
Thanks, Mason.
thanks, Daddy
And
Mason.
thank you. And we absolutely, like, we have a dream of possibly turning this into something that we can do on a more regular basis, but anything helps us just make sure that we can get a little more access to more information to provide you guys with a little more insights. But by and large, we just enjoy being able to rant and rave whenever we get pissed off at politics. So it's always just fun. Tyler, do you have anything that you wanted to?
Yeah.
Toss
So at the same time that JB is having his Ratchet Christmas party, unfortunately, I will not be able to attend because I have a party of my own in Oklahoma City at what is the name of that place?
How dare you?
Lido Lounge. And
Toledo Neck?
yes, it is the Prince and Princess Royale Ball, Princess Royale Ball, and there actually will be a underwear auction, and they will be used underwear.
That you can bring your used draws. You can bring your used
You can
draws
take
to
your
that one.
used draws over here.
Yeah. Used drawers to Tulsa, unused to Kansas City.
Oklahoma
Right.
City.
Oklahoma City.
So Oklahoma City, yeah. You take your used draws to Oklahoma City, but you bring your clean draws to Kansas City. You know what I'm saying?
But it
Don't-
is a
don't
formal
mix up the-
event, so
don't mix
dress,
up the cities.
dress up nice.
So dress very nice with dirty draws on.
It is an evening with the Winter Fae. Is the
Yeah.
theme. It is a ball, and it will be glorious.
Awesome.
And that's not the ball in your draws. You know what I'm saying? That's a
That-
different ball.
Don't bring those balls.
It is at a hotel,
bring them, but
so
don't.
that could be later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got anything
nasty.
else, Tyler?
Nasty.
Tyler, what else you got?
Yes, and the wonderful Miss Alexander St. James
Yeah.
will be co-hosting the
Amazing.
ball with me. Yes.
Amazing.
Or co-emceeing the ball with me. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So apart from that, tomorrow is doing a birthday party for our for our Oklahoma Empress, Lachey DeMarco, and I will be performing at that. That is at the White Crow Lounge here in Tulsa. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have going on. Voices in My Head next week, Wednesday, which is kind of like a karaoke night. That's going to be at the Eagle in Tulsa, and then I'll be in Dallas for December.
Now, how you gonna do something on Wednesday when we got the game? Never mind.
Oh. You'll be in Dallas.
Go
Yes.
ahead, dude.
I'll be in Dallas for
Wrapping
their
it up.
winter ball with the Imperial Court.
Okay.
And yeah, then I got my show, and that clears out my calendar for the rest of the month, I think.
Okay.
No, there's another Holly Ball on Yule. So yeah, that's what I'm up to, and getting music prepared for all those events, because I do sing live, and I will try to find someone to record it so that I can start posting those on my socials and all that fun stuff.
Sounds good.
What you got going on, Tig?
I'm Tig. I got
Yeah.
nothing going on because I don't exist outside of this in the game, so that's my life. You guys can find me here every other Thursday and at the Cyberqueer live stream D&D game on the opposite Wednesdays. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. Trying to get back out into the community, trying to get out to a few more things if it's possible, but life is very complicated for me right now, so we'll see where we're at. But I'm going to also be investing more of my time into this channel to try to get a few more things out other than our live streams. We have a plan to get hopefully 2 or 3 like 10-minute episodes of just more direct, like each individual person or a couple of us hopping on to have a discussion about something that is relevant in the moment, and try to do a little more media for the channel.
Special presentation.
More like
Mason
just
said,
more regular
I
stuff.
will be appearing at the store where I'll be trying to steal kiwi fruit and eggs.
Enjoy. Sounds good.
And
Although
you know,
I have to
and-
ask
and
why they're all small spherical objects, but
you know
each to
you
their
know
own.
why.
Each to their own.
You know why. You won't got to put him out like that. You know why.
But unless either of you have anything else, I think that would kind of wrap us up for the evening.
You also will be appearing tomorrow.
In Kansas City.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're not
will
doing
be making
nothing.
a trip out there, but that's just for us.
We're not doing nothing.
That's for us. That's the time for us to like not do anything. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the show. We have been Queer and Present Danger, trying to give a look at politics through the eyes of a queer lens. I do that almost every time.
You too.
And hope that
Clear
everyone
and
enjoyed
queer
it.
and under control.
Yeah, not us. We're not even close. Professional, sure. But the
Well-oiled machine.
well-oiled machine is true. We are going to have to make that into a shirt about the raccoons, the way that we've talked about it. But to give our shout out that we do every time to Somatic Games, big thank you again for getting us to look more professional. I keep trying to improve on the technical side so that everything's looking good and making sense. I have ideas for a couple of more things that I'm going to work on to make the show even better. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you to anyone who was in the comment section and the chat hanging out with us.
We was live tonight.
And it was, yeah, if anyone else who comes and watches the show later, please feel free to join us any evening. We absolutely love engaging with everybody in the chat and trying to stay somewhat focused while we have Mason, Marlon, and whoever else shows up, trying their best to distract us with these amazing one-liners down here. But yeah, we appreciate you all. That has been Queer and Present Danger, and thank you all again. We love you, and we hope to see you next week, next 2 weeks.
Queer in present danger, queer in present danger. Outro music, outro music, out.
Made me click the wrong thing. Nope.